Welcome to Base Touring with Daisy. Step back for a moment to your childhood, back to when imagination was king and you could find endless possibilities in just a cardboard box. That box could become a car, or take you to new heights as a plane, or if you were lucky enough to have a lot of boxes, you could even make a box fort. At Cloudless Night, also known in-game as Claire, has taken a page from her childhood and made an amazing box fort. This build, known as Claire's Playground or simply BOXFORT, just delights me for its creativity. I'm used to looking at things in the editor as materials that I'll use to create other things. And certainly Claire does that very well, but in this build, she's created an amazing thing that we all can relate to without changing the nature of her building blocks. These are boxes, used as boxes, but used to create something creative and altogether more than just boxes. It's just not something that would have occurred to me, but when I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, a box fort! BOXFORT's playful graphics are reminiscent of the 8-bit style art, or something you might see in Minecraft or Squid Games. Note the triangles for the mountains and trees around the fort, and the graphics representing torches. Of course, the editor has torches, but the graphics just make this more clearly a land of imagination. Entering this base is a bit like reliving your childhood, or if you didn't really get a childhood, now you have a chance to reclaim it. This big room is called the Castle Room, and Claire just wanted it to be a big, fun space people could just goof around in. As we come in, we see more torches, a hopscotch board laid out on the ground, and musical notes hanging over a colorful set of boxes. This is a DJ stand that Claire set up for her friend Dallas, and it works so well, she just kept it. Great for the parties they have here sometimes. Over here on the right side, I love the horses here on the wall. These are made from alphabet letters, and I love the little pile of grain that they're eating from the bowl. The blacksmith shop is a special source of pride for Claire, and I adore that imaginative fire she's made. All of these colorful graphics you see are supergroup logos from the various items that can display them, such as the tech podium or glass dividers. On the other side of the horses is this basketball hoop, which is not a graphic, but still very playful. Back next to the DJ stand is a doorway to a colorful bar. Claire took advantage of the tintable markings on some of the boxes to make these designs and this furniture. Over at the bar, we can look back the other direction where we see Visit Oasis, which is another base Claire is heavily involved with, and then the deliberately blocky stair steps. Up to the top, a final look back at the bar, and then through to the outside castle room or court area again. Now, there are ways across to the guard towers that involve jumping, but Claire decides to take the most direct route. Everything is meant to be climbed or jumped on, so she put little things around to encourage this. Over here, you can see some of the details she's put in place for people to find on this tower. Each of the corners and towers of the fort has something more to explore. There's a little prison on the lower level of the guardhouse. And just above that, there's a magician's room. On the ground floor of the left back tower, on the left side of the bar is a dressing room area. And above the blacksmith is a small lounge. Back down to the ground level, Claire explains that she still had some ideas to explore, so there is more this way. Building a tunnel to the rest of the playground like this adds to the element of play, but the goal was to get rid of the problems with the draw distance of objects in the base. You may have noticed if you tour bases that sometimes things look a bit unfinished off in the distance, and then bits start to appear and fill things in. Most bases will ask you to do a /viscale command, which increases the distance at which items are rendered and gets rid of this effect, but you have to remember to do the command. So Claire has broken up the distance with this tunnel, making the command unnecessary. This is the House and Pirate Ship room, with a mini version of the castle for the cat. this is the definitely not Super Mario Brothers wall. The living room shows more creative design work with supergroup symbols. The picture here is a nod to the meme 3-Wolf Moon, and this aquarium is the room divider between the living room and a library. The hall overlooks the yard. I love how this house can feel like such a modern design and at the same time retain its quintessential built from boxes feel. Here are the stairs, which are the same intentionally blocky boxes. We pass a bathroom on our way into the kitchen. In the kitchen, we see lots of bright colors in play. I love the added zing the colors give the clock, and the playful fire coming from the stove. Plus, there's the backsplash and the bonsai tree. Really cute. Back into the hall and up the stairs, we find 2 bedrooms, which are nicely done. First is the master bedroom. Again, all the decor and color come from the boxes themselves. There are, of course, tailors hiding in the mirrors, which is standard in an RP based on Everlasting. Down the hall, the second bedroom is much more childlike and playful. Claire has even made a game of Twister. Back downstairs, we can't miss the colorful laundry closet. And through the kitchen, into the backyard, we have a lovely pool, bar, and cookout area. Of course there are fixings for s'mores. I love this fun nod to a pirate ship. Now we head to yet another part of the base. I would have totally missed this if Claire wasn't giving me a tour. It turns out there's a portal to another part of the base up on the pipe on the not Super Mario Brothers wall. Something like this would have been a pretty fancy spaceship when I was a kid, but this is definitely next level for a box spaceship. You got a freaking starship here. Here's the entry room. Claire leads me down a hall to the bridge. The main display is just a beautiful piece of work. Like the rest of the base, it's highly graphic and colorful, and really manages with the depth and movement she's put into it to feel like an interactive display. This is just over the top stuff. She says this piece was definitely the most technical part of the base because getting the angles right for the FX so they didn't show elsewhere in the base was a challenge. Check out the depth of field, how the different elements are placed at different distances. I love the screen, but even the floor. Look how smoothly this flows together, like these boxes were made to angle this smoothly. And trust me, they weren't. Off to the right side of the bridge is the Ready Room in a style that's an homage to Star Trek TNG. Even the logo on the cup is very close to the Starfleet logo. The FX visible out of the window give the impression of movement. Very cool, but the fact that this is a spaceship made of boxes is still very clear. On the left side of the bridge is a meeting room with again the FX visible out of the window that gives the impression of movement. On the opposite side of the box ship, to the left of the entry room, is what looks like an empty room constructed of boxes, but if you've watched Star Trek TNG, it might suggest to you, as it did to me, that this was a holodeck. And that is what it was meant to be. Another playground for the imagination in Claire's playground. I hope you've enjoyed this little gem of a base. I hope you'll come visit. Thanks for watching.